Hi, everyone. It's Lisa with InkandInspirations.com. Thank you so much for joining me live here on this Thursday evening, July 13th. I hope everyone is doing well, and I'm going to give it just a few minutes to let people find the live video. So if you're here and watching live, you can say hello in the comments. And if you're watching the replay, thank you so much. We'll just give it a minute, see how it's going. So today is a super hot day. I've got my air conditioner running full blast in the back. Today we have some house guests this week, my sister and some friends and my nephew. And hey, Diana. And we went to Silver Dollar City. We got there about the time it opened. Hey, Pam. And it was, it stormed this morning, so I didn't know what it was going to be like today. And it was pretty steamy, but we've learned to go early. And if you're not familiar with Silver Dollar City in Branson, Missouri, it's a theme park and has like amusement park with rides, but it's in a beautiful setting. Hey, Patty. And everyone just loves it. So it's hot. Jackie and I go all the time, as you know from the pictures. Hi, Linda. Thank you for watching from California. So we go all the time. Okay, we have season passes. So when we have guests, we go and we show them the ropes, and then if it's hot like it was today, we might find a cool place in the shade to sit. And when we go early like that, the lines for the rides aren't as long as later in the day. And so it works out really well. And so we headed back to the cabin, which is about an hour away, about 2:30 or so. I may have that wrong. Anyway, we got home about 3. And I told Jackie, I've got to rest a little bit because the heat just wipes me out. But like I say, I've learned how to adjust, find the cool places, and excited to be here with you this evening. So I see that some of you are here. Hey, Carol. Hey, Laurie. Thanks for tuning in. And so before I switch screens, I want to just remind you about a couple of things. Well, first of all, bonus days is going on for Stampin' Up! So that's with each $50 purchase before shipping and tax, you earn a $5 coupon code. And that coupon code can be used on any orders in August. So what happens is after you place your order in July, if you qualify, you have to make sure you have a really good email address, your best email address on file with Stampin' Up!, so that they can send you the codes. And it's this string of letters and maybe numbers. And you need to keep track of that, like save the email in a folder or copy and paste them somewhere where you can access them next month, because I don't have record of those, and I don't know that Stampin' Up! Can retrieve those. So be sure you hold on to those codes because they are to be used in August, okay? And let's see what else. One more thing quickly before I put you on my desktop. Next week here on Ink and Inspirations is Christmas in July week. I have some fun and different things planned. I will say that I'm going to try to go live on Facebook and YouTube like I am this evening on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. If it's not live, if for some reason something happens, because Tuesday is mine and Jackie's 48th wedding anniversary. So we may go do something that day. So that may be a recorded video. But on Thursday night, I hope to maybe have a live. And if it's not live, it'll be recorded and go live at the time. So Thursday, it'll be at the same time that we're meeting like now at 6 p.m. Central. And Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, the videos will be available for view at 2 p.m. Central, which is 3 Eastern, 1 Mountain, noon Pacific. Okay? All right, let's get started. What do you think? Let's see. Let me get out of this. Okay. Get that off of here. So tonight, I am showing you my online card class for July. Okay. And what it is, it's a set of 3 cards that I'm making. I'm using different products on each one, but for this set of cards, if you place a minimum $50 order this month, remember you're going to earn a bonus code from Stampin' Up. Plus, you're going to get the 3 card kits that I'm going to show you here tonight. Now, I am using certain stamp sets. You don't get any of the stamp sets or the stamped images or anything because that's against policy. But you can use things that you have on hand to fit the labels or the punches or whatever. And so you can recreate this card with things you have at home. But to get these sent to you, you have to place your $50 order before shipping and tax by Monday evening, July 17th, 2023. That's this coming Monday. And then I'll get those cut and packed and sent out to you. And if you have any questions about that, let me know. And be sure you use that host code, that RVHUKHJU for this month. That really helps me. It helps me earn prizes and gifts that I can pass along to you. Okay? All right, let's get started. The first card is a birthday card, and I am using no stamps on this card. Surprise, right? Okay, so let me show you what I'm using. Get the catalog here, and right here on page 167 are these wanted to say dies, okay? And they have You're Too Kind, Happy Birthday, Feel Better Soon, and Celebrate. So covers a lot of ground there. And this particular die set was super popular at my club. And my local club in Texas. And we made a card. In fact, I believe it was this card I'm showing you tonight. And it is just awesome because you just die cut the words, and it has a backing like a shadow or an outline for each of the sayings. And you can use that. I love this Feel Better Soon. I like that it's elongated to use on a card front. So be sure and take a look at that. So here's the birthday card. So let's get started. This is what will come in the kit, okay? I have a card base in wheat, and you can see I have a note there because this is something you'll need to do when you get the kit. And we're going to work with that first. So this is one of those cards that really shows off designer paper, okay? And it's like kind of like that one I did the other day or a couple of weeks ago with the 6x6. And it just shows how to use it to really highlight it. And it's actually pretty much the front of the card. Okay, so let me show you what we're going to do. So your card base is folded in half, and we're going to cut off. This is the front of my card. So I'm going to turn it this way so it's easier for me to cut in my paper trimmer. I'm going to line that up on 3. We're going to cut it off at 3. And you can just save this for another project, okay? All right. So we have this, and you think, oh, well, that's not much of a card front, but just wait. So we have to do some doctoring up on this before we actually put the designer paper on. So I have a border here, and it's cut 5.5 inches long, or maybe a little longer when you get it in your kit. So you may have to trim some off, okay? I'd rather cut it a little too long than a little too short. And I've used this border from the basic border dies that carried over into the annual catalog. So first, we are going to glue that onto the back of this little bitty card front, okay? So I'm going to take my liquid glue and just put a little bit here. I'm looking for my card sample. Excuse me. So I'm here, my nephew's in the house reading, and everyone else is down at the river. Jackie, my sister, they're just kind of hanging out in the water and cooling off because it's too hot not to be in the water. And Jackie was fishing with a friend. Okay, so here, you see how there's a little bit hanging off there? I'm going to slide my snips here okay, and just cut that off. All right. So now I have this piece of designer paper. All right. It's cut. It's from the Fresh as a Daisy. And you could use whatever size you want, but this is, you know, if you wanted to make it a more serious kind of card, you could do that. Okay. But I like the daisies. And so we're going to glue that so that it's like a card front. So the thing here is to line up the paper with the edge of the back of the card. Okay. And then this is going to fold over and glue over top like that. And then that's our card front. Okay. So let me see here. I want to be sure and get this on here. Had thought about this and was trying to think of the easiest way to tell you to do it, and I think this is it. So you don't want to put glue too far back so it doesn't glue to the back of the card. Okay, so I just put it behind the border, and I'm going to fold that over and catch that, and then you come in like this, and you see this piece does not go all the way to the fold, the center fold. You have a little bit left. Okay, so there is your card front. Isn't that cute? I love that. And I love that when you open it, you can see the back side of the designer paper. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, let's go ahead and put the inside in. And I've got a piece of 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm going to glue that on the inside here. But first, what I did is I had some leftover strips after I trimmed everything off for the designer paper. So I got those at 4, and it's about a 1/2 inch to 5/8 inch of an inch, depending on what I had. And put a little glue there. And that's a really easy way to add a bit of pizzazz to the inside of your card. Okay, and it just ties it in to the front. And there again, if you prefer to use the back side, you can do that. Thank you, Pam. Hi, Beverly from Kansas. Thanks for tuning in. All right, so here we go. Let me get in the center here. And there we have that. So now we have our die cuts from that Wanted to Say die collection. And if you still have some little kibbles and bits here in the middle, you'll need to punch those out. Let me get my, where's my take your pick tool? It's probably, who knows? And I can't blame it on the grandkids this time because they haven't been here. So let me try to find something I can poke these out with. And you could use the little brush that comes with the take your pick tool, but you know, as I said, I can't find mine. So I'm just going to poke these out. This is an antique Stampin' Up! Paper piercer. Does anybody have one like this besides me? I mean, way back. Way back. Okay, so let me see. Get this little out. So this is cut in garden green, which is one of the greens here in that daisy paper. Okay, let me get this out of the way. Try to keep my work surface fairly clean. So there's Happy, and I didn't get that punch. So, you know, check that when you get your kit. And then you're going to glue it over top. Just like that. And see how that makes it stand out? Isn't that pretty? Okay, let's use a little bit of liquid glue. So has anybody been crafting or anybody doing any traveling? We're at the cabin here for a while. You know, we spend about half our time, or a little less maybe, and then our time in Texas. And we're here for several weeks in a row, which hasn't happened in a while. But we've had some great travel adventures this year with our Grand Canyon trip. And let's see what's coming up. We have a family reunion in Bernie, Texas. Do y'all know where that is? That's coming up at the beginning of August. And then I'm going to the Stampin' Up! Leadership Conference, which is called Backstage, in Las Vegas toward the end of August. So we're excited about that. It's been a while. We're staying at this really nice resort, so we're super excited. Okay, so now this is going to go in the center of the card, and it just stands out nicely. Okay, now part of it is going to be glued on this card front. I mean, this little piece here. But I'm going to go ahead and you'll get this piece of ribbon, and we're going to tie it around and just tie a neat little knot. Okay, so I'm going to take it, cross over. This is how I do it. Cross the left over the right side, bring that around, and then have your ribbon pieces up and down here. All right, and then come around, bring this one down, bring this one around, tuck it in the loop. Come on, Lisa. And bam. Okay, let me trim that off, that excess. And so I'm hoping I gave you plenty of room to tie and then trim it off after you're finished. Okay, so I've got that there. I'm going to push that over to the side. And now this can either be glued flat, or we can use Stampin' Dimensionals. So let me find some of those. There's one, a sheet that's almost finished. And put those babies behind the bigger sections of this happy birthday. Let's see, I have another one. Yeah. And to keep it stable, do 3 and 3. So let's get this going here. And this is, like I said, no stamping on this card, but you don't always have to have stamping when you're using our great dies, right? Okay, so let's put that there. And bam. Okay, there is our first card. Alrighty. Okay, let me clear off the place so I can start over, and you'll get your envelope with it, and then it'll be ready to send to somebody. Okay? All right. Let's move on to our next card. Try to get everything out of the way. This next one uses the Gorgeously Made or the Masterfully Made bundle. Okay, thank you, Diana. And here's this one. Okay, now in the kit there won't be any gems because you can use whatever you have on hand. In fact, you see I didn't even use any on the last one. These are just some sequins from the annual catalog, adhesive back sequins trio. Okay, so here we go. If your order reaches $75 or more, I'm going to send you one of these, okay, which is very neutral. It can go with almost anything you make, okay? All right, here we go. Let me think about what I wanted to show you. All right, let's see. Here is the Masterfully Made collection on page 102 and 103 of the Stampin' Up! Annual Catalog. We're using this stamp set and a couple of the border dies here, okay? And then you'll get a cutout one here too, okay? So let me get this going for you. Put that aside for the inside. And here's the kit. So we've got a pretty peacock base. You have I'm just going to show you this. You have a die cut piece, a leafy piece here, okay, and I'll punch the middle out. You have a label here to stamp the sentiment. which it looked to me, it looks like washi tape. This is an extra one in case I mess up. Then this was 4 by 5 1/4, and I used this die. Where is it? This must not be the right. What can I? Anyway, I cut that off, okay, and it's going to go on the front of the card. This is what cut off the edge, all right? It's probably from a different card. And then, so to look like it's that ripped feature, okay? So we have those 2 pieces. We have a piece of linen thread, a piece of the masterfully made designer series paper that has the ripped look with the different papers. So your kits could have different colors in them, but they will all coordinate with whatever pieces you have, okay? And move this out of the way here, and we're going to get started. I need to get my box off of here. I'm getting my stamps. I've already mounted my stamps that I'm using, and I need there we go. Okay, so first off, we're going to do some background stamping on this piece. And like I said, it's already cut for you. And I'm going to put it here to protect my work surface. And it's got this type, this vintage looking type. And I'm always looking at this to see, okay, is that right side up? And then I find the word and then I know it's right side up, okay? So we're going to take that and we're just going to scatter tone on tone with a pretty peacock. And it doesn't always have to be all on the cardstock. Vary it up a little bit with your positioning. And if it's not absolutely straight, that's okay too. You're just kind of giving some interest to this background. Thank you, Linda. Okay. I also thought, which I didn't do this, but if you wanted this edge to stand out more from the base of your card, you could sponge that edge in pretty peacock too, okay? It will make it stand out a little bit more. In fact, let's do it. Let's see if we can do it. I'm going to take one of my blending brushes and just kind of go along the edge. Start off the paper so you don't get a big blob and just bring it on. And it's going to make it stand out a little bit more, I think. Which I think, I like that. Okay. So you know what? I'm going to get a little enthusiastic and go all the way around. So last week for my premiere video, I had put the wrong date. Oh, hello. I had put the wrong date. I don't know what happened there. Okay, let me see if I can get this back. Craziness. I don't know what happened just then, y'all. I didn't touch anything. I'm glad I noticed it, though, and y'all weren't just watching my face. Me and my goofy faces. Yeah, Diana, you know, we used to do that all the time, right? Tear the edge of the paper to give it that distressed look. Okay, let's clean our brush a little bit. Okay, so that is going to go right over top like this. Pretty cool, huh? Look how it stands out with that inked edge. Yes, I love it. Where's my glue? Fiddlesticks, here it is. You know, and even if you didn't have this die set, you could rip the paper, you know, if you were wanting to make some of these on your own. But like I said, it'll be die cut for you. So I'm lining it up a little bit from the edge here and then just gluing that down, okay? So now we're going to take this piece of designer paper that's cut with the little notebook edge. I love this edge. Hey, Cindy. And it's got this little faux stitching right here. I love that look. Okay, and it's going straight. this, but I'm thinking something different here now. I think I want to put it at an angle. I'm going to do that. I used to do that all the time too. Angle my pieces because it gives it a little more interest. So you can do straight on, like this one, straight up and down, or cock it a little bit, okay? And the other elements are still going to look just right. Okay, so here, cut in lemon lime twist, is this little leafy die. And these cut like a charm, y'all. Okay, so let me take out the kibbles and bits. And I don't know why I call it that. It's just a good name for it. Okay. Take this out. Okay. So now this is I angled this too. So I'm going to go ahead and angle it here. That's pretty. Okay. Let's, okay, so this is what I'm going to do. On this one, there's a predominant color of the lemon lime twist. So I'm going to move it up a little bit. Okay, so that it stands out a little more. And then this, which is going to have our sentiment, this little label, is going to be down here on the pumpkin and stand out from that. So you see how you can adjust to make your colors more vibrant or more to stand out more. Just play with it and see. You know, and you may get, if you qualify for this kit and you get it, you may get and do something completely different with it. And yes, that's great too. All about the creativity. So, okay, I'm just barely putting some glue. And yeah, we have the adhesive sheets that you can use too, but I always forget to pull them out. And to me, it's just easier to do this. Okay, I'm going to pull this up. Where this one is all on the designer paper, I'm pulling this one up, like I said. I'm going to press it down and hold it just for a second. Okay. All right. So now I have a piece of linen thread, and I'm going to go ahead and put it on. And you're going to tie a little bow with it. I like to do 2 little loopies, bunny ears, and then tie them. Pull those loops and make them a little smaller. And then, guess what we're using to attach it? Our handy dandy glue dots. So pinch that glue dot beneath that knot so it's not a big old hunk of glue sticking out. And put it right there at the top of the stem. Excuse me. All right. So we have that ready. So now let's get our label ready. That's going to go down here. That's still my peacock ink, which I'm going to use. Notice I'm using the same color ink on for the whole card. All right. So let me get a piece of scrap paper to put underneath it. And I'm going to take thank you, and I'm going to stamp it. I got some on the edge there, so I'm going to wipe that clean. Okay, I see that I have frozen. I'm back though. Craziness. I'm going to stamp this right in the middle. Yeah, Diana, right? Glue dots are the best. Okay, so there's my thank you on the lemon lime twist. Then I'm taking this big branch leaf and I'm going to ink that up, stamp off so it's not so dark, and then stamp next to so I get a little leafy image there. Let's see what I want this, I think. So there you go. See? And you can add a little bit more if you want to, but I'm going to leave it as is. Let's see, what am I thinking? I know. While I have this out, this is for the inside of the card. And I am going to ink this up and just stamp it so we have a pretty stamped image on the inside of the card. And I'm doing full strength. Okay? All right. Now I can close this. Well, we have a fiasco. Let's let that dry a little bit. And go ahead and glue this down. Okay. All right, so that's, now what do we have next? Oh, I put that over the stem at the bottom. That's okay. I want it to stand out against this pumpkin. Okay, so there is our card. Let's put the inside in. And just glue this here. And that'll finish that up. And you know, you can also stamp. Let's do it. Stamp on the envelope. And I'm going to just use the ink that's left on here, and you can blow on it to moisten it again. And then I'm just going to stamp right here in this corner. Okay? All right. So there is our card. Second card. Okay, so I was going to, while I'm cleaning these up, I wanted to show you how I do some things. Mount these word stamps. So let me wipe this off. So if you don't have a stamp positioning tool, or if you just don't use it, sometimes you're in a hurry and you don't get it out, I want to show you. This got really inky. I'm going to show you how I line up my word stamps most of the time. Okay? Look at that Simply Chamois. Man, it's been used. Got ink all over my hand. Okay, so this. Get a wet wipe to kind of get some of the ink off. I'll go ahead and clean this. So I use, like, here you see I have the wood grain, the straight line here. Okay, and I usually use that, or you can use some grid paper. I'm going to tear another little sheet off like this, and then I find the block that I'm going to use. Thank you, Pam. And I line up the block with one of the lines. Sometimes I do it straight on here. And then I line up, I look here, because the rubber is not always straight, right? See how this kind of angles down a little bit? So you've got to line up the words, not the edge of the red rubber. And so I have that lined up and line that up on a line through there. I can see that it's straight. And then when I stamp it, I try to line the top up. You see how that looks crooked? But it's not going to stamp crooked. I hope it doesn't make a liar out of me. Let me try. So, here we go. So I'm going to line up the top of the, when I find something on my card to line it up with, and you see how it stamped it right on that line? Okay? It's just a little tip I thought I'd share. Sure saves me a lot of times. Okay, let me move this out of the way, and we'll get our third card. Okay, so while I'm doing the transition, I will tell you I'll have a video up on Saturday morning for my Saturday morning share, and I'll be showing cards that I've received in the mail from some of you and others. And we'll talk about them and look at them and and ah over them. And then we'll be talking about a little bit about next week, which is my Christmas in July week here on Ink and Inspirations. Thanks, Patty. So be sure and tune into that. If you can't watch it when it goes live at 10 a.m. Central, you can watch the recording. It will be on YouTube. Okay. All right. So here's the next card with earthen textures. It's really a clean and simple card, but I love this set. Oh, I love it. And I've already got my stamps mounted, and I'm using these earthy tones. So I'm making another thank you card because I need a lot of those. Okay, so let's get that here. Let me find my catalog so I can show you earthen textures. Earthen textures right here on page 71 of the annual catalog. Beautiful stamp set and coordinating dies. Okay, so, which I've highlighted last week, and you can check my blog for those different samples. So let me get the kit. I wanted to show you I used one of the radiating dies rectangles. This is one of the online exclusives. It's a really pretty border die. Look at this. So I've used Very Vanilla for this card because I thought it went well with the designer paper I chose and just the feel of the card. So we have the base in pecan pie. And I'm going to go ahead and fold that in half. And give it a good burnish with the bone folder. All right. Then I have this strip of the Earthen Elegance Designer Series paper, and it's going to go top to bottom in the center, and I liked the darker at the bottom. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. It's got a Misty Moon-like background paper. So I'm going to line that up. Just put that about in the center. I just eyeball it, y'all. Okay. Okay. Then we have this piece of copper clay that is textured with the painted, is that what it's called? Painted texture? This one. Painted texture 3D embossing folder. It carried over. It's in the catalog, and that is going to go in the center there. This looks kind of crooked, but we're going to say it's okay. All right, so let's go ahead and put that on. Center it from top to bottom. I need to come up just a tad there. Okay, side to side, top to bottom. You got some wiggle room with that liquid glue. And now we're going to stamp on this piece here. Okay, so let me move this where I don't lose it. All right, so I'm using this pot, and I'm using the pecan pie ink. Yeah, Pam, isn't it great? Okay. And then I'm going to stamp this just a little bit, about a ½ inch from the bottom and in the center of this Radiating Stitches die cut. Okay, all right. Then a little trick, and I have this on TikTok and Instagram, but this is an easy little masking tip. I want these to be coming out of the top of this pot, okay? So we're going to take a Post-it note, and this is real easy to do on this because it's straight, and we can line that up with the top there. And I kind of do my fingers where the edge of that pot is, so I know, kind of dig my fingernails there so that I know where that to stamp. And I'm going to take the copper clay ink, and ink it up. And then I'm going to stamp over the Post-it note, over top of it too, and not go beyond the top of the Radiating Stitches die cut, and stamp. Okay? And then when you pull this off, oop, it's a little off center, but you've got your stuff coming out of the top, your fern. Okay, let me try that again. I thought I had marked it. Let me see if I have another piece. Yeah, this guy is a little lonely out here, don't you think? Okay, let's try it again. Let's do the bottom. And y'all, that's the first time that's happened to me. I'm serious. That's weird. Okay, stamping the pot. Okay, closing that up. Pam, I used your card as inspiration for this. You recognize this layout? Okay, so here's this. Let me get a new Post-it note. Okay, so I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do what I should have told you to do to begin with. I'm going to kind of mark where that pot is, and then I'm going to move it up so I don't stamp on the pot. Okay, and then let's ink this up again, and let's give it another go, shall we? So right in between there, bam. There we go. Ta-da. Okay. So get rid of those Post-it notes so that ink doesn't get on everything. Oh, I need this still, because you will get a strip of Very Vanilla that's about a 1/2 inch. And whatever sentiment you use, whether it's this set or one that you have, find something that will fit in here, which a 1/2 inch is a good size for many of our sentiments. And I'm going to stamp it in the middle. Pam, are you still here? Do you recognize this? I don't know if you're still here or not. Okay, so now I'm going to cut off simply close to the sentiment itself. And then I'm missing a little piece. Where is it? Here it is. This piece is about a 1/4 inch. Isn't that a 1/4 inch? Yep, 1/4 inch piece of copper clay. And you're going to put that on the back of this. First, I'm going to just kind of see how long I want it to be. So I'm going to center it there and then cut it off where you've got probably a 1/4 inch on each side. Okay. And then we're going to get some Stampin' Dimensionals. And center it and put that over top. Okay, and then we're going to get our card base back in here and our stamped image, and we're going to glue that, and this is going to go over the bottom there. So let me go ahead and get this on. Okay, and then this can just have a little. Oh, Pam, I think it's okay. Hey, I'm like you. People say, you know that card you sent me? I need the supplies to make that card. And I'm thinking, which card did I send you? So Pam, I thoroughly understand. I probably will show the card tomorrow. I mean, on the Saturday morning share. Okay, so there we have that. And here's the inside of the card, and I still have ink on this, so I'm going to blow on it again. Okay, and I'm going to stamp it up here in the corner. Pretty. And then we could also stamp the envelope. So I'm going to blow on it again. It kind of moistens the ink. And I'm going to stamp it there. See there? And now we're going to put this on the inside. Pam, I'm so glad you said that you don't, because I'm telling you, I don't remember what cards I've sent out, and I'm seeing this is a little long here, so I'm going to trim that. And there you have it. So let me get all 3 cards in here. Ooh, got a mess here. Okay, there is our earthen textures. And then let me find the second card we made with the Masterfully Made. And the happy birthday with the wanted to say dies. Okay? All right. So if you'd like this kit, just place an order in my online store, $50 or more. Earn that bonus code to use in August, and I'll send you the kits in the mail. And you'll also get an extra completed card that I have from all of my cards that I have here that I can send you, so you can either keep it or send it to someone. If your order is $75 or more, I'll send you a pack of these beautiful neutral sequins that will go with these projects. Okay, you can find something to match there. So I am so glad that you joined me this evening. So much fun to share with you, and I hope that you are enjoying some time to craft. I know summer's a busy time. It's been super busy for me, but just finding time to enjoy your family, your friends, be thankful. You know, we have a great craft, and send those cards out, y'all. I mean, change someone's day. Okay. All right, y'all have a great evening, and I hope to see you Saturday morning for Saturday morning share. And I look forward to seeing you in Christmas in July week next week. So have a great evening. Talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.